Bar TV, voice of the voices.
We mo bi akwa ba de ba ke Bar TV so. Ene wi mo so for Spaglo na me tie dwemi. Mo anum se ke Bar TV de ya the latest news updates and the bremo.
To understand and to be able to appreciate, say, hey, a group of small political class, a group of them, a small political elite class, are trying to take the destiny of this country into their own hands and milk the resources of this nation, and nobody cares. When we say, Ebra afi Ghana for any bomb, who also say, hey, there be o. Mommy share documents in your ask my own senior Kwesi Dakwa on multimedia. I feel a Kwesi Dakwa in your ban who say, hey, he got to give that document a bit of credence and find out, say, what time is it? Now, can you know what kind of document? No, if he said your true document in our bottom, his own words, na make me. Now, he has to take a little bit more, longer time to now read. And after reading the foreword, who say, hey, there's much more than to meet the eye. So now, the likes of the Kwesi Dakwa now be joining the crusade. All right? And then no one who say, hey, asem kesiye bi ba. Hey, ensuyiri bi yiri. Hey, omane japade nipa bi etam. Hey, omane gudi o emane den o. Yasesa de ko. Now, the danger part in the same. Afi okay documents ni wie. Now we are a discerning Ghanaian. Go out there, check sector by sector, ministry by ministry, department by department, agency by agency. Then you would appreciate the much concern of say, just say ya bobe biye poe. Now, Ghana for na more Ghana ha, there is something that is going on in the telecommunication industry. Some of the telcos are experiencing some disturbances, particularly MTN. We are MTN customer. Meaning says Sabri, all the MTN links problems are basso. Yes, MTN, all the contact MTN customers be face challenges. Go and read the document. The answers are there. There's a good reason why MTN4 suffer what they are suffering. Even though I say upgraded and I say and it may be cost. I don't know how Friday will look like. We'll bring the full disclosure of why MTN customers and now what data egu MTN so I say bam neko two MTN for data boy compared to Nigeria and other parts of African nations. And yes, there's a reason for all of this. Yet, when you read the Japan document now, who said that document has taken care of this MTN group. When we believe he said MTN is taking monopoly, so they must find a way. Beside the point, a Japan document also are finding every need necessary. Say, hey, we need to clamp down on the telecommunication industry. We MTN customer, brace yourself ahead of time. We're about to expose something to you guys. Folks, now, tonight, you need to crowd a packed show. It's Mr. Meniagro Kwakroka. Tonight, our crusade toward exposing fake men in the ministry takes us to Mexico, where a man of God is selling a plot of land in the heaven to church members for $100 to secure the heavenly throne. Ebra ye kan we na so no expose kase bi beba eda beba de obi anim na so ye de we nimu prapra kwan mu we hu in the Christian community ne ye kai mo she bibi so na mo tete mo free bibim kire se asem ye si o Mexico asem na ese wo sofu gina so dem ho aso dem no ogina no wo to o se heaven ho no a wo mo kɔ no ese wutumi to asase wo ho ansa na we wu akɔ asem be kura na edi asem kwenhye be ne yehye Christianity o say enti ensori ma no emra meto o masase wo to anu ama oki $100 to secure wasase e wo heaven ho we asem papa sir take a listen to this.
This Christian church in Mexico is selling plots of land in heaven starting at $100 per square meter. You can even pay with American Express, Apple Pay, or set up a payment plan. The pastor of the Church of End Time says he spoke to God in 2017 and he authorized the sale of his plots. And buying any plot, regardless of the size, secures your spot in heaven. So far, they've already collected millions of dollars from selling the supposed land. Could this be one of the largest real estate scams in history? This Christian church in Mexico is selling plots of land in heaven starting at $100 per square meter. You can even pay with American Express, Apple Pay, or set up a payment plan. The pastor of the Church of End Time says he spoke to God in 2017. He authorized the sale of his plots, and buying any plot, regardless of the size, secures your spot in heaven. So far, they've already collected millions of dollars from selling the supposed land. Could this be one of the largest real estate scams in history?
We are about to be saying, Bismarck, how can we buy this land? $100. Oh, see a horse on sass and yet to travel. Yet to be. And the wow person will talk same $5,000 and then Tempano for Sicabra. And I Bismarck, my boy, and Concord trip mammo. In the name of Christianity. Now, I have said and maintained any form of material objects presenting to God in return of his blessings, or buying any substance such as water, anointing oil, fruits, assorted drinks, etc., to replace God's power is fake. These are means to extort money from vulnerable Christians of today's church. Makachiro. Adebia wode kwakoma onyankopon on the altar in exchange of blessings. Asorobia obekwa ye ton anointing oil di amount. Ye ton pen amount, ye ton nsuo amount, ye ton assorted drinks amount. Omo ye fake. We na ekoso in the church of today all over in Africa especially. And one particular nation, Ghana and Nigeria. Take a listen to this. And watch. To local politics. Local politics. Yeah, you have some questions to answer. Now, politics of today, and folks, politics of today is taking us to once a powerful political figure in one of the populous African oil-rich nations. Today, he's seen among the ordinary citizens boarding flight to his destination. This is what we call times and season. Sa on my way, on my arm. Womu ska, womu oil very rich. The leader Bakubi PMO sa leader way became very popular, very powerful in African region. Na udimu akutini ye pa. Na eno na ene me yini mfoni bi achrewa. And then he's in the queue of the ordinary. Ah, no so queue. Now our body plane. Ako baby oko the destination. Kaneno unhu ni zeyo. Kaneno nama protocol for the dinichi say ya. No Nebeka said there are times and season. I'll be who say na we a minister wa Ghana. Ochina na we a minister. Now ne Ghana funi bi krana mo fro trotro. Now on Ghana funi bi fa Uber. Now on Ghana funi bi fa Yango and all sorts of. Now on Ghana funi bi fa plane air ko himfa. That we say utumi no above from nyanya sana wotibi. Take a listen to this. How many of you, can identify the man at the back of this woman? Where? Munim no. Opentama kofa bo no odni niam egum no wakona bed. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo. Se Ghana akwa ye the road bi ato no ne bo a. Olusegun Obasanjo. Every ye ninkaso. Ye ninkaso nti wudi a na sebe wa mo adwen ada ho kakra. Why? Se wudi a na wa mo wadwen ada ho kakra. Na mo jai, do you know me? What I can do? This, that. Sebe kwasi akeka bebrebe mfa hwema. Ebi kura woti akonwa nso kura na wefrim. Eno nso Services to God and country. One of an enviable position that so nyankopon ye wadom and you are accorded the services to God and country. You must hold this in high esteem. And therefore, you serve the people in accordance with that dignity and that civility. But not to go and lord over the people and make yourself and present yourself as though you are the omnipresent, omnipotent, and what have you. No. Mama buni nidi emra muposa mudi samoya sonfo aswafo or swice you so Ghana na you so we a minister of roads, we a minister of lands and forestry. Nemne ade enye no se ko na oni galamsey fo nko hye forest wo na mu twanua no gu na mu tunsuo no na ye the gold na eba abehye wo office wa na wo dem ho na wasue sika say dollars, millions of dollars now the kogu fence and polytank mu na wa loke eni pay Kwaku wie bia na ya chom na ye kunkumwom sa we a minister. How many of our ministers and then they see and kata ye say at the blink of our eyes he bet me like say minister A, minister B, minister C, you can identify in them that humility of service, that godliness of service, that kindness of service to God and country and to humanity. How many of our ministers can you point them? I am here to point one though. Yeah. The ministers of our state who have God-fearing in them, how many? If our ministers of state, if our high-ranking government officials, the excellent, if they fear God and they respect the people and they believe that the services unto us and unto humanity is service to God and country, then may I say that we wouldn't see the much of that preponderance. That preponderance, that hegemony, the alacrity, the prowess to which we dip our hands. 10 of this into the state coffers and daylight looting of our coffers, including, say, yedi dwuma ma obi a contractor na woma fechire na woma kwaje 10% na yedi bia ma political party in power na minister na de ni de egu the bottom nti se ka kwan na yesi enkoya. If it is road construction, if it's about state edifice, if it's about whatever, that will not last for more than 5 years. Within the shortest possible time, it's gone. Not because all the time the contractors are bad contractors, so no. It's about the kind of money that was given to the contractor to do X, Y, Z. And the contractor would also ensure, say material when I saw the first, second, third grade, maybe you go for third grade. So the third grade may not last for quite a long time. What happened? Was shortchanging the government, was shortchanging the citizens of the nation through that crook minister, through that thief minister, through that rogue minister. This is how. That's why our economy continues to go on this direction. And you can see more often time, economy continue to hit the iceberg, not the tip of it, and surely need a live oxygen to survive. So Kwaku is right to say, we've run the fourth Republican Constitution way, and its economy, like a Ponzi scheme. Because the economy is being run by thieves, criminals, rogues, rascals, and ragamuffins who don't have a sense of magnanimity and reasoning. On one case, we need to is to come and steal, create loot, and share. They are the replica of the scripture in the Bible. Folks, now let's go to the landmark case. Now, barely 24 hours now, the local news wires are poised with the Attorney General case, Forson and Richard Jakpe's ambulance case. Yesterday, the Court of Appeal opposed Forson's submission of no case. Abwegu. Subsequent to this, the Attorney General, Godfred Odame, is heard with some very derogatory remarks, such as perverse. What is our word? He's using some derogatory remarks, such as perverse, and casting aspersions against the ruling. Interesting developments, is it not? Now, this is where the Attorney General come at crossroads with the General Legal Counsel as the state attorney. But again, I would say, sir, guys, we can pardon him because why? And right now, ruling a Attorney General Godfred Odame, no who cry mobile. Godfred is a friend. No who cry mobile. Trust me, guys. As if though he's under some maximum pressure, and I think say, see a pardon. We use some words, perverse, all of that, and casting aspersions against the ruling. Now, I will tell you that he's under some avalanche of political pressure from his masters to get the job done under any circumstance. So, unfortunately, Godfred Odame couldn't deliver. And if listeners and viewers recall, it State Assembly PA, Ebra Godfred Odame, tries to be secure a safe passage for Richard Jakpa. There no here. He tried to secure a deal with Richard Jakpa's cousin, why Mokaino. Supreme Court Judge Yoni Koleni. I say Yoni Obabo Ntembe Kasa. Attorney General Nadam for Pano. Now, only Yoni Kodim Komono. Some of the discussions took place in Yoni Koleni's house. All right? Now, in some of the conversations with Jakpano, Godfred Odame told Jakpa, say, wait a minute. The axe will not fall on your head. No, you are not a target. The axe is yet to fall on somebody. And who is this person? Kesa ato Forson and Yeshushe. Two, there's a maximum pressure on me to get the job done. By who? He mentioned the names. And I got for Murefi. Me now the peer woman come say pressure be one so say at least by end of May na case nanti we die. Because nipa kwa or hwehwe no enya ono Richard Jakpa no. Nemom Richard Jakpa M1 no ma ontimi enya asebia obetim dia implicated case. Unfortunately, Jakpa so ye na dwen say no. You see, when it's like two friends. And when two friends are on a stormy sea, you owe each other a terrible loyalty. Yes, Jakpa did well by display that's honest loyalty. You are together on a stormy sea. You owe each other a terrible loyalty. And that's what Richard did for Kesel. However, if there is something that I have to do in order to give you a safe passage, well, let's see how that pan out. Behind all this, our mukọ ni nuane fie kodi nkomo enem ne ade na Richard is unim dia oye. But you see, ye the Godfred Odame ehun beche no say pressure ba no so no na anward me. Because when the General Legal Counsel, and the legal luminary in Ghana and him very well. They all know, including lawyers in Penifo Meimu, Ghana across board know very well, sir, the steps taken by Godfred Odame to secure that deal, our uni-colonist residents to engage Richard Jakpa in all the crisscrossing as if we know was against the practices of law. They know that's what going to be me, including why Papa na no work as I say on your sura I'll remember his name. Obekasa Bebre. Obekasa Bebre. I saw no crowd here press conference. Yeah, remind me the name of this guy. Obeye press conference. Right the day no NDC for the offense. Omode weni ban Frank Davis. Frank Davis. Onzi weni me guase. A lawyer for bi o memu ha. Mutuno mi hu bida. Bekasa mo na mo tro we no. Your friend saying the laws of Ghana. I say mo na mo tro. Frank Davis, who say when him egu ase. Frank Davis, who say when him egu ase. And a mama attorney general, and also Godfred Dame, such a young guy. Godfred, I love him so much. Me penasem. Me man he to be called so not for a bad reason, but Godfred is a nice guy. And says buying more than a course at Tibiana. More say a brantiano. Quite just like that because of political whatever. We good anymore say. I feel Godfred should keep quiet a bit. Take your time, revise your notes, and see where you go wrong. No. And run our Godfred assigned to be the money. When are we at the eye of the bar? Godfred Dame, you are the eye of the bar. So using some, unprintable words like perverse, casting aspersions against the bar, and the legal, your friends say, our jurisprudence. For me, it's most unfortunate. In politics because of politics. Now one for case la to force na ntuma na anya die. Making mo finance minister. Former finance minister was sister Ghana for Yesika whooping some was signed 34 million point $9 million. With two mudie ediho ediama akufa the bus 1 year on ni kunu omunkongodi free just like that. Yenye boni wo munkodi di. E kom edi wo munkonkodi di. Munkodi munibi. Scan ego munibi. Muni kra nye keke. O papa na yo man beneje kodi di. Wo mani age aboni bi enu wo makwam o. Me kan wo company ni kra no was not in good standing again yet. They were being paid the Ghana for taxes and it tua sa ekawe. Den onu mpote ho yenye ne hwe. Kisla to force and Kwaku demunti. Na on say ebra assembly see no. Na ono attorney general no oni ha o. No oni ha. Godfred Dame elande Ghana say bam. En wonya enipa bi mo hye ne kutupa okọ to ho. Oh, koye bi o ade atia na Godfred. Ne ntaban na oba first one na okọ. Se mo hwe no am. Watch the demeanor of Godfred Dame na wa force keke. He was crestfallen. Trust me. Na pray na ebubu. Then at a point, onya one baton mienu bi ka ho no say kai. Then Godfred Dame begins to accelerate into that state of high speed. Enra, Nina, it's like a cookie scramble. You could see, say yes. Godfred need a glass of milk and cookies to survive, unfortunately. When who kwanya mo politics in the baby amodeko. When we nim guasia edeba. Godfred is walking down the aisle to the state of absurdity. Fasubia maso. You wasted Ghana for sika as of how many days, weeks, months. Now media bibia nyame wanwa ewo case we na and it's saying the Ghana Armed Forces are mobile joining assembly. Hey, Ghana Armed Forces are mobile joining assembly. Now, General upon pepra, penasem pao. So upon General, we're a nice man, but politics, yema, what's our credibility? Yeah. BBS did that. No, is beginning to then cast a snare against your credibility in the Ghana Armed Forces. Yet, as some way by just to be able to establish whether or not Richard Jakpa is in good standing. The credibility standing. Just a minute, yo, yeah, Richard Jakpano would be seen in the eye of the judge as a man with no credibility, and so they have to raise the credibility bar. So the judge will be able to punch all of that. Say only jurisdiction in that credibility standing. And one and in the Ghana Armed Forces, and so be joining at the way a whole army general. Who be your day? I did assemble granny. I day. We see frat. We see who and I know who can know. I day. Why? No man, ya day. Oh, Richard Jakpane case. What want to man day? What's meanwhile, there was everything to show. Say, sikane baby akono ye betinya jiskane de begu Ghana coffers. Hey, yes, ye ma kwame ye nyesa. Tenchina ye nchi nipa ntuminti. Ebeyi, eranom. Ghana sika da ho. Company ready so metie sikana me. Musu no. Tenchina ye nchi nipa da seni ti dano NPP to mbebo se. Emu krada fufuo no me ade. Na mu hoist flag. Hey, mudie Richard Jakpa case la to force case ye me nua. Watch na to. And I need you rough. Watch case la to force mud na kotum na mudie his ohi. On ade en raise here. We say na buy. Mummy enjoy the politics of setback. The politics of the roadblocks, the politics of booby traps, the politics of divisiveness, and the politics of acrimony must stop. Politicians, NDC, NPP, the politics of these setbacks and roadblocks, booby traps, acrimony, and all of that, these useless things that doesn't help in the discourse of our political journey. We are the crossroads. The crossroads. Stop this. Ghana ehiamo rather than your political debate offshoots in your mamoye. Because the political offshoots ne ebano. Wamonso nyansa pepe bie no amudi gu omutrim. Chire boni se ya na mode chire wom. Folks, me de musia na mako short break. Me ba. Ghana Speaks Extension will take off with the IGP explosive materials. Bugri Nabu, former NPP regional chairman, is caught again on yet another secret tape recording on Eneba. As in some men, plus additional files exposing the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, on some nefarious operations. Folks, this is the Frontline. Ghana Speaks with Kwaku Annan. I would be right back.
I've been levelling up my investment game. Here's how I add 3 simple actions in a day of my life as a smart.
Emma, police officers in ASP Venezia, what's his name? Mensa, Okopia office, plus George Asari, Omina Okopia demo, Dinkoma. Why NAS arrangements way? And what was it for? Ebani saying, Enna police officer ASP Kenneth Asante entry or the recorders no question or why na smart no build up no baby drew. The Inspector General of Police Dr. George Ekufu Dampare on one kasa wa amwana ho and ankantem the office. Well, tonight there's some breaking news in the making. Ebantemo obetil. But in the coming days, I'm sure. And I do a perceive a boss audio the mount. Tia audio no bugri nabu any neba any din komo ne bane perso hu anamu ani papa no adekunti ani papa ni tu sa anamo. And why? Great folks, just about 15 minutes gone past the hour 9. Take a listen to this audio recording of Bugri Nabu and the Sun, speaking about how recorders were planted in his office. To what? To listen to officers of the police administration. Take a listen to this.
Sabi. That talking anything there. Oh, let me say, if we are friends in the community, they know me well. They are always reminding for the cocoa board. They have started the transfer issue.
I work on you see,
Do not spend the person free.
I don't know how they do that. You betray me, the person betray me. You understand? My intention is doing the recording of my which I'll give it to you. What I was saying, you wasn't telling me, you were telling me. You got the president, and the president will take my way. And at times, when I want to face a big man, I tell you something.
You need proof.
You need proof.
You are the one that record it.
Yes, I have the recording.
You record it and you give to the president.
Yes. Like they will hear, the president will see how the president will see how people are mad. And I never saw Dampare. Never. Never. If Dampare is here, maybe do the meeting. Well, since I've been talking to you, I never meet, I never discuss it. I haven't even seen the bad. I said, the police guy who did the thing, I will let the man receive the bag. I will go to the president. The president is getting me.
Those are evil intention. I wonder, I say,
but when I want to do the different generation, learning people angry with me. But what he wanted to work. If we think that you will go to you would think that it will work for and people ask freedom for the saying this.
I listen to the Mr. Ghanaian, we want to peacekeeping.
I don't know, maybe he may go Dampare.
Do you give the tip to him?
He came and said it for me.
He came and said that.
Here for me. When I finished, he had a computer. And he brought it. And he went.
You need to call me. I'm IT specialist. You need to call me. You need to call me. I'm just call you nicely. And I'll give you. And you give your people that we are going to submit to the president. If the police know that they came, they will know that this is a record we have done it from them, and then they are going to give to the president.
Like, when it happened, like, you should have editing from the
that is what I did the telecom from MTN to Airtel.
But even before he even addressed me, I asked him, are you sure? He said, yes. So will I take you to the president? He said yes, he said it, but I got a friend. And the police had controlled the IGP. The IGP has to go with David to the president's house. So the day I picked the appointment to go with David failed to come. David didn't come, so I called him. I said, David didn't come, when David didn't come. So the judge called him, when I called him, David said he was in the program. The technology.
Because they knew what they were doing.
David told me he was in the program.
He knew what he's doing.
And because I started with David, and I don't know if you don't this happen. Yeah, let's just sit down
And analyze everything.
Then you can agree where to see the Metro TV, say a lot of things about me, Dampare is paying me. Dampare since Dampare got this. Giving me some money because that is not giving me some money so I can share it to the president.
Who brought you?
Up to now, me and the president was apparently I've been giving the money.
And you are taking the money.
I'm really lucky when they came. I called the contractor told me that he you give them minimum for the day, they leave it from movement. What about I said to our back of the house? So we are giving you something happening like this. See there. I think what I come for, I know right now. I finish the work or the evening or the if you look at the tape, I'm traveling like this.
If you need to do anything,
Yes. They want to live in the place. It's not from one, no. From one, I never met I never met. I talked from one, but I never said from or I didn't
Only the policeman when you call him.
Who came and said it for me? One finish, I called him to come back. And then he came and told me, he called me and told me that he was having an eye problem the following day you come. The following day he came and told me, they called him and told me that he would audit it and see whether the thing was well done.
The audit should have done by you.
Yeah, and give you the return of the audit. It's a simple work in the machine.
That's the tip.
This normal can do it. Or you finish or you give it to the person. You cut it across.
So me, what all what you want, and told people to invite me. They invited me, all right. I went there. I told them yes. I told them. And even I started from the only Mesa. He came to Mesa. I didn't tell him. I started, if you pay, you can go and send me to the president later. What does it mean? It means that if I record you, there's nothing wrong. Then what I recorded, what you told me, is tell the president, that's what I recorded. I didn't add the weight, not I subtract the weight. You understand me? So tell me, the way he the president,
Integrity of the party. The man of justice.
I'm surprised. Sit down.
What is the next level?
What do you want is get the man out. That's what I'm want. What if this man will carry him from this side?
I'll tell you.
Great, folks. I feel you know, baby, a bugri na abu. And some baby free, APP. Very disturbing though. Bugrio, and then a banner casa. Until baby a record, and baby a normal day call. If you be a moon and normal day call, they were going to give it to the president. Now, your 4-page document from the Bonito Amam. Very disturbing. In our committee no ho, but for man find yejuma. Or say additional statement of testimony. Dear womb, dear. Pursuant to my statement to the committee on 1st September 2023, to the effect that the current Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Dampare, is not managing the Ghana Police well, I submit the following additional statements are required by the committee of me to do so in camera. Inti enemo we no ontimi meka obedwem. Eso omode call camera mu in camera. Dear one. Eso mko okay menka say eso mko kan wo esum mu na yaka gu mpenimfo na sum but ene epie bedwom a nti ese wo so tibie. 1. The IGP has sidelined some officers in his administration because of personal differences. Example, as Director General Technical, there were constructions ongoing at the headquarters that I knew nothing about. In the police service, such projects fall under the Director General Technical. Okay. Don't say now renovated the whole police or CID or ni narano. He did renovation way and it's way at the blind side of top officers in the police. 2. IGP has promoted his favorites without the required procedure. For instance, twice within a year, Superintendent Akrufi was promoted from Superintendent to Assistant Commissioner of Police. ACP Superintendent Abbas was promoted from the position of Superintendent to ACP, and ASP Asare was also promoted to Superintendent. So you can see the sharp discrepancies. 3. The promotion of the above persons were on special recommendations, which was never discussed at the Appointment and Promotions Board, of which I was a member. Hey, IGP, or that screen you see. Also, the IGP has placed 25 officers in one office, doing nothing and collecting their salaries. Hey? And collecting their salaries, i.e. inspection unit. These are officers he thinks are not in his side and always want to come up with suggestions which he sees as working contrary to his ideas. 5. 2 years, a police officer, Chief Superintendent Otuo Achampon, was posted from Tema Regional Crime to a non-existent office at the CID HQ. No office, no work. Now the officer is traumatized. In another situation, ACP Baba has been posted from the detective training school to the CID headquarters with no office and no job function. 6. The public affairs directorates in all the regions have been shut up. The officers only go to office and sit and come home doing nothing. He tells them if they think they don't like, they can resign. Superintendent Ifiatenge was a victim of this policy. Really? Nti kwa ya ma Ifiatenge no, watifa kwa yebimni say na ekobae. Semu piepie. 7. The IGP has scanned. This is serious allegation. Or say the IGP has scanned the signatures of all the PROs and warned them that if it gets out, they would hear from him. He prepares media release and places the scanned signatures on the PROs on it as though the release was signed by the PROs and yet warns them not to speak to it. Not just all the regional command, PRO for down, assembly the basi waha, womuni rai says or mukamwasem. IGP na silence according to this report. 8. Regional commanders have been warned by the IGP not to engage the media when incidents occurs in their areas of operation. 9. Deployment of PID personnel to regions to operate without reference to regional commanders. This breeds disrespect against superiors in the service. This PID boys report direct to the IGP. 10. IGP does not communicate to relevant officers on the promotion or transfer of personnel. Only those promoted or transferred are informed. Communication within the service on such matters is being hampered. 11. IGP has recalled all officers who had appointments with the United Nations without reasons. This decision was never discussed at the POMA, Police Management Board. For instance, DCOP Gariba was by the United Nations as commissioner in Sudan, but the IGP has failed to release him. The benefits the nation derives financially, as well as the transfer of knowledge and experience acquired from such appointment are being lost. These are serious explosive allegations. So, IGP, mesrɛ wo emu w'ani nkata ngu nsɛm so mesrɛ wo ɛni nti mepɛ sɛ mepause after this because nneɛma egu hɔ no ɛdɔɔso ba mesrɛ wo sɛ bra na bɛyi
K-Bar TV, voice of the voices.